everybody, my name is Dr. Bliss. I'm the Director of Percussion Studies here at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, and we're so glad you joined us for the UT Percussion Podcast, Senior Clinic Edition. We are going to be filming some small podcasts over the next couple of weeks here in November of 2012, as a lot of you students are getting ready to take the WTS, MTS, and ETSBOA senior clinic auditions, and we thought we'd pitch in and see if we could help out. So these podcasts will be performed by several of my students along with myself, and we'll be working together to try to give you some helpful hints and tips as you prepare for your auditions upcoming in the next several weeks and months. So please note that we don't think that our interpretation of these pieces is the only way to do these. So if you have gotten instruction otherwise, certainly listen to your teachers and all of those good things. But we do want to give you some feedback, especially for those of you students who are in more remote locations throughout the state of Tennessee and possibly don't have a private instructor available. We thought, why not use the internet to share some of the things that we do here at UT. So we hope you enjoy these. We'll be doing MTSBOA excerpts this week and then releasing the others very shortly after. You're always welcome to email me here at the university. My name, again, is Andy Bliss. My email is abliss@utk.edu, and you can find the UT Percussion Studio on Facebook if you search UT Percussion, and our Twitter handle is @UT Percussion. So best of luck to you in your audition, and we hope you take something enjoyable from this series of podcasts. Have a great day. Good morning, Ashley.
Hello.
Thanks for your help. So why don't we start, Ashley, by just talking to the students a little bit about this staccato passage that you found at the beginning that we were discussing.
All right, at the very beginning, you'll notice that it begins with staccato notes, and those are going to be different than the other notes of the piece. You want to make them shorter, do more of an upstroke there, and I'm going to play you the first two measures and see if you can hear a difference. So you notice that it's a shorter sound as opposed to, so that's something you want to aim for. Also, you're going to talk a little bit about dynamics.
Yeah. Why don't you talk about that first phrase and how it works as it comes back at the end of the first line.
Okay, so you notice the crescendo and decrescendo markings, which are going to help you with your phrasing. In the first four measures, there's a crescendo, decrescendo. And then it starts the same thing again, but the next time it goes up to the F and the A. So on the second time through, you want to make it a little bit louder, so it gives you a better interpretation and makes it more musical. And then you want the A at the end of the phrase, top A, to be the loudest note of that section because it is the highest note.
Yeah, so just to interject, that's a very good point. Our general laws of dynamics state that if a melodic contour is going up, we usually crescendo, of course, and as it comes down, we diminuendo. And at the end of the first line, all of your 16th notes there, that law is basically written out for you. But to make sure you're following Ashley, at the beginning of line 2, the second time that opening theme comes back, the second set of notes goes up to an F and an A on the double stops in measure 1 of line 2. So we can kind of crescendo up to that, and then finally in measure 2 of line 2 on beat 2, we have an A starting those 16th notes, and that is the highest note that we've heard thus far in the etude. And so we can kind of really put a little more weight into that, diminuendo on the way down, and end the phrase in a very relaxed manner. Great. What other stuff did you come across, Ashley?
In the next section, starting after the repeat sign, there's a tricky passage and probably the most technically difficult passage of the etude, at least for me. I did, I wrote out the sticking, and you're going to have to use quite a few doubles to help get it to work naturally. So I'm going to display that for you right now, and I will tell you the sticking as I play the notes. So it's going to be left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, double.
Great. Yeah, and a couple of things that, why did you choose those stickings and the doubles where you did?
To make it more natural, and also in the very first set of 16ths you have 2 staccato notes, so I played those with the same hand, and again try to get that upstroke to make them sound a little different than the other notes, and then I start that A on the right hand and go down, then start the staccato Ds with the left hand and do a double so that I start the E in the next measure, 3rd line, on the right hand and go down, and then I can jump with my right hand to that high E, which is going to be loud again, and go straight down the keyboard, alternating, and then do another double. That way when I end on the C, I can jump down to this E and start it on my left hand, and then go back up alternating and end, E, D, right before the doubles. That way you can jump. You don't want to flame the doubles, because a lot of times if you're ending with your right, you're not going to be able to get your stick. You're going to create a flame. So that's something you probably want to run through, do a lot of repetitions, and just do it slowly. Always practice slow first, and that way you can speed it up and it'll sound really good and really natural. So this isn't the definitive sticking, but it worked for me, so that's one option.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You know, if I were preparing this, I would look at line 3, bar 1, beat 2, as Ashley pointed out there. There's that very large jump, and I would know that I probably wanted to start that on the right hand as I move down the keyboard, and then you just kind of work backwards from there and figure out, okay, well, the note before needs to be on the left, and then you kind of work out stickings where possible. Another general rule is that when you're putting doubles in, you always want to try to put them in when the notes are close together in the melodic contour as opposed to far apart, because it's easier to play them accurately. And Ashley did a great job of solving that problem. Good. Any other things you want to talk about as we get to the bottom of the etude?
Before the main theme comes back, there's that staccato retardando. It's towards the end of line 4, the last measure.
Yeah.
You can interpret that different ways. I slowed down quite a bit, but you don't have to do that. That's just my interpretation. And I also tried to really bring out the staccato and die down, and then die down on that roll, and give it a second, and then start the opening phrase. And that's just one way of interpreting it to make it sound more musical, instead of just going right back into it. But that's just how I did it, and you're free, you know, to slow down however much you want there.
Absolutely. Yeah, everyone coming into these auditions, or auditions aside, you know, that's one of the beautiful things rather about being a musician, is we kind of get to pick how we want to interpret the black and white areas of what's on the page. And as Ashley said, that's one way of doing that. So, and then at the end, we've got kind of the main theme that comes back. Do you have any comments you want to mention about?
Just exactly like the first.
Right.
First part.
Yep, so it's pretty much the same, and so if you spend a good amount of time on the very beginning of the etude and you work out the staccato things and the rolls and careful sticking, and really think carefully about how you want to phrase those things, you sort of get a double value there because of time spent, because as you move to the end, all of that material comes back, and it'll really tie the piece together nicely if we hear a continuity of phrasing from the beginning to the end. So I'd like to thank Ashley very much. She was willing to put this together, and we just wanted to put this podcast out there to see if we could help out anybody who might be getting ready. Look at our YouTube page to find the rest of not only the MTS audition etudes, but later in the month we'll be posting the MTSBOA and the MTSBOA excerpts, and we hope that they help. You can always reach me here in the UT Percussion Studio. Again, my name is Andy Bliss. I'm the Director of Percussion Studies. My email is abliss, that's ABLISS, @utk.edu, and Best of luck with your audition.